Hello, Gary from Ferretworks here. Today I'm going to show you how I made a solar power supply. These are inexpensive solar yard lights sold at various retail stores. They're usually priced around $1 each. I had several of these lighting up a walkway that started to fail until they all failed. What usually quits first in these lights is the battery. The solar panel still works, but without a viable battery, the charge controller has nowhere to store the charge and thus light the LED when the solar panel stops producing voltage. So in this project, I decided to remove the solar panels from these failed lights and repurpose them. After removing the base and lens, there are usually only 1 or 2 screws that need to be removed. I removed the small battery, the LED, and the tiny charge controller. Then I cut the wires, leaving as much wire on the solar panel as possible. Next, we need to remove some of the adhesive, being very careful not to damage the wire or connection to the solar panel. After removing some of the glue, just a careful push and the panel will come out of the top. Since each panel produces about 1.5 volts DC, I used 8 of them. I wired 4 in series to produce about 5.2 volts and then wired another 4 in series, wired in parallel to the first set. This gives us the same voltage but twice the operating current or amperage to do work. After extracting the panels and testing each to make sure they still produced voltage, I set them aside. A 3D printer makes a lot of things possible if you are a tinkerer or inventor. So I opened my design software and with careful measuring created a 3D printed case to hold the solar panels in a grid. I sanded the grid until each panel fit snugly in the grid, aligned in the same direction. Next, I soldered the wires together in the aforementioned series parallel configuration. I designed a secondary case and a back to hold the grid, a voltage meter and a USB port to use as my output. You can get these parts from Amazon or your favorite electronics retailer. I have the links to where I got mine in the description of this video. To avoid power being backfed, I'm going to solder in a small diode to the positive lead. This will allow DC power to only flow from the solar array to the output. Now we put it all together and test it under the sunlight. We didn't get a lot of sunlight for this test, but as you can see, we are generating voltage. I have links to all of the 3D printable parts in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video and encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now.